Welcome back, everyone. Going in the second half here of Ye Old Frames with two M's. That's the new show. That's what we're calling it. Zeke, I heard you played some Warhammer.
I did.
Was
Sort
that
of. Yeah, it was.
was that physical Warhammer? Like, how did that work out?
No. It was actually a pretty neat event when they described it to me. I was like, actually, kind of one right on top of the other. They were like, "Hey, do you want to do my rep company?"
Yeah.
Asked me, he's like, "Hey, do you want to do a sponsor stream for Total War 3?" I'm like, "Nah, I RTS, man, they're not for me, dude. I don't know."
Yeah.
They're like, "All right, how about this? Do you want to do a tabletop role playing session in the Warhammer or Total War Warhammer 3 universe, and you like do like little 5-minute battles, and there's people there to help you?" I'm like, I can do.
Huh.
And man, it ended up being pretty goddamn fun, man. Because Warhammer has its own role playing system with rule books and players handbooks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it also obviously has video game. So the idea was that we would RP, like tabletop role play, like roll for intuition, roll for sneaking, all that kind of stuff. There was no sneaking, but it's beside. But it had all that stuff, and then it was like, and over the hill, the enemy is coming or whatever, and then we'd switch over to the video game screen, and all four of us had like our little armies, and we'd fight off the invaders.
Okay.
Or whatever. We have a little battle, 10-15 minute battle, and then we go back to RPing again. It wasn't spaced out like they planned to be. It was a lot of RP, front loaded with a lot of RP, and then back loaded with, oh shit, we got to show off the game, running out of time.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing like two of the battles almost right on top of each other because we ran out of time. But it actually was very fun, and the people I played with, everybody had different areas of expertise. Like I'm more like geared like for the RP stuff, getting into character, keeping the plot going and stuff like that. And then Dame, I want to say the name right. Dame Offensive is a popular Total War streamer, so she had all the tacticals, all the units, and how to properly place our people and win and stuff like that. And Mini War Gaming, who is, as the name would suggest, Dave is a mini war or miniature painter tabletop player.
Yeah.
Recently did like 100,000 point battle, which is like he showed like there was a picture of like some of his pieces.
It's a big game.
Yep. And then Grudges. Oh God, what's the full name? It's like 5 words, and I can't remember. But T Grudges on Twitch, and Baldermort was the GM. And man, it was a lot of fun. Like just for jumping in and kind of flying by the seat of our pants. I had a blast. It was great.
What channel was that streamed on? If people want to go check it out, do you know off the top of your head?
Twitch.tv/Total War.
Total War. Oh, okay. It was on the Total War channel. Cool.
Yep.
And VODs are still up and everything?
I would imagine.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I know they are definitely going to YouTube eventually. I'm not sure if they're there yet, but
cool.
Let me check here. Total War. Videos. Yep. A Raven's Path. I think it's cut up. Yeah, it's cut up into two. One is 4 hours, 18 minutes, and the other one is, because it was a 5-hour session, 4 hours, 18 minutes, and 1 hour, 6 minutes.
Awesome.
So yeah, you can still check them out.
Awesome. That was sponsored. That's a sweet sponsored gig.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds pretty awesome.
Insane, dude.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I told my chat. I'm like, being sponsored to show off video games is one thing, but like, if you told 14-year-old me like, dude, you're gonna get sponsored to role play, like tabletop stuff, like D&D ish kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's the fucking dream, dude.
That's true. It worked out. Cool. Let's talk a little bit about Core Keeper. I've seen some buzz on the old twatters about this.
Yes.
What is it? Terraria and Stardew mixed? Is that's what I'm seeing? What's your take on it? Not at all?
It's Terraria.
Oh, it's just Terraria, straight up.
Core Keeper is essentially Terraria in a top-down format. There is no Z-axis. There's only X and Y, so you
Okay.
cannot go up and down levels. But it is essentially Terraria in that form with a lot of exploration, a randomized world. You can dig out the ground. You can basically change all the terrain however you want to. There are 3 different bosses that you have to kill to then unlock new crafting ingredients and power the core. It uses a relatively traditional everything. I mean, you start with copper, you go to tin, you go to iron. Like you use different crafting benches. It's by no means reinventing the wheel in almost any way, but it's an excellent implementation of that type of game,
It's a
and it's
good
a
wheel.
huge amount of fun. It's a good wheel. It's a good wheel. It's not a wheel that's broken, and honestly, it's not a wheel that really needs a lot of change. If you look at the base right now, and then you go to like the latest part of my stream today, that'll give you an idea about like what you can do. Like essentially, you start in like this little tiny underground cave, and then you can change it to be whatever you want. So like at this point, like the last thing I did today was, if you see the dirt around the outside, I turned that all to stone. I converted my base from like a little tiny underground cave into like this sprawling island complex. I have like a giant like tree growing area, a
Huh.
farming area. I've got like, I took biomes from 2 different regions and put them in my base, so they actually spawn enemies in the base in like controlled environments. So I can go in and kill those for resources if I need them. There's lots of items. There's cooking. There's fishing. There's farming. There's mining. Each of the skill has like its own little skill tree. So as you gain points just by doing things, and then allocate those points to get like little benefits and passive bonuses. Full equipment system. There's rare items that you can just find out in the world. There's sets. It's just a really fun game. It's a great game. I've played it 2 full streams now, and I can't wait to get back to it tomorrow morning.
It's early access. So what are they? Is it just more being added of everything you just
Yes,
said? Is that
they've
the
already
plan?
announced. I don't know if you can finish the game yet. I think there's 3 main bosses currently, and again, I'm just this is me guessing. I think there's 3 main bosses. They
Okay.
already have released a quasi roadmap where they've said there's at least 2 more full biomes coming, like bunch of new items, all sorts of other things. So it is still a very much in development game, and this is just the early access right now. I think it's like $12. It's
Yeah.
totally worth it for the price if you like this kind of thing.
11.69 right now on Steam.
Nice.
Usually
They knew
$13.
they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, that they 100% knew what they were doing with that. Yeah, it seems everyone that's played it seems like they're super addicted to it. Is what I've seen.
Great.
Is the combat deep at all, or is it
No.
is it Terraria combat in that regard?
It's Terraria. I mean,
Okay.
essentially,
No.
you bait the enemy to attack. You back up a little bit, and you hit the enemy. There's some range units and stuff that I've started to come into, so maybe the combat gets a little bit more interesting. The bosses are kind of fun. The bosses definitely require more thinking, even to the point where it's like you can do arena style stuff if you want to, just like Terraria again.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the combat is basically just kind of get close, let them attack, back up a little bit, and then swing in. There's ranged and melee combat. But again, you're talking about just using whatever weapon is available to your tier. There has been a couple named weapons so far, which have been kind of cool.
Nice.
But again, standard top down / combat mechanics.
Yeah. And how many bosses did you say you have killed so far?
I have killed 2 bosses so far, and I
Okay.
know of a third, but I do not know if there's more than.
Yeah. So you might be close to hitting the content wall, so to speak, here
Mhm.
pretty soon.
Right now, you start with copper, and then there's tin, iron, gold, and I'm currently working on iron. And it says in the production stuff there's something called like scarlet or something. And I'm pretty sure that's the top tier currently.
I would assume all this stuff will be wiped as well as the game is continually updated, or no idea. Have they said
No
anything
clue.
about that? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The only good point that a viewer brought up today is that if you notice the base there at the top, there's the core, and then there's 3 kind of things off it, and each of those represents like a boss. So the assumption is that when you add bosses, it may require like new little parts off the core. Which of course, if you have an established base, would mean these are things. I mean, they'd probably make you roll a new game at that point, because you'd be talking about like destroying parts of the base to put those new things down. So
Makes
yeah.
sense. Makes sense.
We announced 2 new
Do,
biomes, which means most likely at least 2 new bosses as well.
Awesome.
Do the community in the know? Do they call it Corky? You played Corky today? Let's go Corky.
Ooh, that should be it if it's not.
That's gonna
yeah, for
stick.
sure.
I think that's got some
It should
legs
be.
to it.
Yep. Are you a Corky? I'm a Corky.
Well, cool. Short and sweet. I might jump into this. In a post Elden Ring world, I'm definitely looking for the next fix. So
A lot of fun, man.
maybe this will
If you like Terraria, you will like this game.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. Cool. That is Core Keeper. 1169 right now. I think only on Steam. Yeah. From the looks of it, looks only on Steam. Came out March 8th, so pretty recently. Anything? What are the? Let's ask this. What are the bad parts about it? What are the things that you think need work?
There's definitely some early access stuff to it. There hasn't been any major bugs or anything like that. The one major bug, and this is for anyone playing it, do not harvest by right-clicking with your shovel, which is how you dig up things. It would make sense to right-click and dig up things, but then you do not get farming experience, for instance. So I spent the entire first part of the game digging up my crops instead of harvesting my crops, and that really sucked. So don't do that. But just little stuff like that. There's some bugs here and there and some balancing issues here and there, but no, I mean, overall, it feels pretty solid to me.
Awesome. All right. That's the Core Keeper. Zeke, I heard you had some struggles with the old Resident Evil. With maybe what's going on? What happened?
Well, so a friend of mine in mod, Mr. Johnny Scar, who I'm sure a couple of you know, he was kind enough to send me some games for CD-ROM-a-thon, but they, I'm not sure if they arrived in time, or I think I probably just wanted to wait to do all of them kind of in a row because they're not super long games. The Resident Evil 1, 2, 3 old games are not, more than 2 streams.
Yeah.
Each. So I said, I kind of want to reserve it. I want to pick a time, and Elden Ring was the time since I'm not streaming it and everybody else is. Now's the time to play all that shit that I've been meaning to play. So that was on there, and fired up Resident Evil 1, and there was a lot of lines that I knew because first of all, let me just say.
Well, I will say we mentioned Resident Evil 1, talked about it at length last week.
We did. Okay.
Yeah. Just so you didn't
going on it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't talk too much about 2.
Right. I did the Claire B.
Yeah. This is what I was referencing. I heard you had some fun here with Nemesis.
Little did I know, in the remake, Mr. X is on your ass no matter what run you're doing. In this, Leon A, no Mr. X at all. Like, he doesn't come get you. I was completely unaware of that. So I was like, all right, I did the Leon A, and everybody's like, you got to do Claire B. It's the story. I'm like, isn't it kind of the same thing? Nah, it's not. Okay, I'll do it. So I did it, and I'm glad I did. But god damn, dude, there's always frustrations when you go back to a game with controls that thankfully have been outmoded, the goddamn tank controls and stuff. But I will say, like, shout out to the person who made the mods. There's a mod like system for lots of older CD-ROM games. The name is PEIXOTO. I'm not sure, whatever, but
okay.
I don't know how to say it. Paizoto, I want to say maybe, but they have a program that does like patching for like mostly getting games to work or getting games to work with new shit. Like with Windows 10 and controllers if they didn't have controller support to begin with. Yada yada yada. So thank you. Like I even gave them some money because it works so well. But I got the controller to work by programming it through that program and stuff like that. Didn't help much. I'll just be honest. Like, it still fucking sucks, especially like since they didn't institute the quick turn until 3, which is magic. Once you learn how to use it in 3, holy fuck! How many times did I miss a door because the zombies are coming or whatever's coming, and the door is right here. So you have to make a choice. Do you go in the door, or do you go like you fucking zoom around like a cat who has to be in the other room? Like, hey, I gotta go in the door. So like that was a lot of fucking fun, I'm sure, for the audience to watch. God, I'm trying to think. There's so many frustrating things. It's hard to pick out just like one or two moments that just pissed me off the most.
Did you like Resident Evil 2 more or less than Resident Evil 1? Playing it this way.
Way more in gameplay.
Okay.
Way less in
absurd
translation, dialogue. Like, holy shit. I don't think any game ever will be RE1 as far as dialogue choices and voice acting. It is fucking massive.
Localization was definitely a little bit better.
Crazy good. Yeah. But so yeah, it's much improved control wise as well. Like, it's still tank controls, but it's much smoother, much more responsive, much quicker. They took the fucking auto aim. They had a system in place in the first game where you could you drop your gun, and then once you pick it up to aim, you'd aim at the close enemy. This one, the RE2 on CD-ROM, didn't have it. They brought it back in 3, but they didn't have the fucking auto aim in 2. It's fucking weird. I don't know why they did that, but I don't know what else to say. Like, it's a fantastic game. I enjoyed it. It's tough to. We put up with a lot of stuff when we were younger. You don't realize that, like, how much bullshit we put up with that, like, now, like, I'm thinking back on, like, there's a lot of shit, like, as through my playthrough that I brought up, like, this seems like an easy fucking fix, or, you know, there's an easy way to make this way less annoying. One of the things I will mention is every time you fucking pick up an item, and this persists through the entire fucking 1, 2, and 3. Pick up an item. It's a green herb. Would you like to take it? Yes, I would. You have taken a green herb. I don't need to know that. I got it. It's in my inventory. You don't need to spell it out for me. If I say yes, that's it. End of conversation. I don't need a confirmation on this shit. I'm not ordering a fucking TV from Best Buy. I get in there. I see it in my inventory.
That's wildly specific.
Yeah, what happened with Best Buy and a TV recently?
No.
So wait a second. When you order a TV from Best Buy, you needed to go, thank you, and you have ordered a TV from Best Buy. Like, what's
they send you a confirmation email.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Got it. So I'm assuming that the green herb thing happened during a very pivotal action scene where you didn't want to know that there's confirmation.
Nope.
Did you just get tired of reading it?
When you have to play a fucking area over and over again because you keep dying and you don't have any ribbons, the little things are real annoying. At least they took away in the first one. And the first one is even worse because in the first one, the fucking whatever you picked up would go, what blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
and you'd be like,
sequence, animation.
Would you like to pick it up? Yes, I would. Blah 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 back. You have picked it up. Thanks.
Beautiful.
Don't need the fucking animation every time. Just I'll pick it up. I got it. But when you have to do a scene over and over, that's when that shit starts getting like super annoying.
Got it. You know? Okay.
Yeah, it's these little things like that seems like an easy fix. It seems like you delete a couple. Like I'm no tech savvy person, but like just delete a couple of lines of code, right? And just like get rid of the fucking confirmation. I don't need it.
Yeah, games were different back then, I guess is what I'll say. However, they're still kind of the same.
We put it up.
Yeah,
put up with it.
Yeah.
But honestly, like great fun. I forgot like. Resident Evil has really great music throughout. Like the backing track is really good.
Yeah.
And I made this comment, and this comment has also persisted through Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. Whoever, like the Foley artist, whoever made like the footstep sounds and stuff like that, must have been like blowing the head developer or something like that because they are prominent. They are loud and constant. Like you're walking, you're like any sort of flooring. It's just like you hear the talk, tang, 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 talk, tang, tang, talk. It is fucking loud. So it's like No. They did some favors for me. So go ahead and crank the fucking volume up on that shit, okay? Do them a favor.
Yeah, that was the Tarkov sound guy.
That's what people said. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm having a blast. Like looking back and you know, bitching about shit that people remember is, you know, hating on stuff together is what makes friendships, you know.
It's what makes social media happen. Yeah. I mean, that's
exactly. So that's a lot of fun for people there. And then now I'm on to Resident Evil 3 and Nemesis.
Did you play the remake of Resident Evil 3?
Yeah, I played the remake. Yeah.
Okay.
I played the remake of 2 and 3. I played it, like I said, I played them in a weird order. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but now I'm on a Resident Evil Nemesis. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. And just the sheer length of the game compared to the remake. Like, why did they cut shit? Like, I'm guessing time constraints. Because there's like whole sections of the game that aren't in the remake.
Yeah.
Which is so strange. Which I found kind of strange. Like, I don't remember this area at all. Was it in the remake? And they're like, nope. Okay.
Yeah. They cut it a lot.
There's another like justification for it. Like it literally just puts you somewhere because the train crashed. So it's like there's no reason really for you to be there. Plot wise, it doesn't make sense, but it's Resident Evil. It don't have to at all. Nothing has to really make sense. Nothing had like a fucking police station that hid the key to the weapons locker behind a 2-gem fucking statue puzzle. Like that doesn't really make a lot of sense either.
That's how it is at every police station. Haven't you seen that? They got to figure out where the gyms are.
Dude, I went in there like to another police station. I was wandering around and they told me not to do that.
Stop looking for our gyms.
You can't just look in this officer's desk drawer looking for fade spray. Oh, by the way, first aid, F-aid spray. For some reason, they only use the first initials on a lot of stuff. So the G launcher,
yeah,
the F-aid spray.
They only got so much room to put the text there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, well, the thing is, you're right. They only have a little bit of room. But I mentioned something. I picked up a key and it said W box key. I'm like, you abbreviated the worst word of all three of those words to abbreviate. You said W box key. How about just, because it ended up being the weapon box key. So just put weapon key 8. That's fine. Like, that's all. That's what I wanted. I can see it's a key. I don't know what it's a key to. So don't abbreviate the part that I need to know.
I don't have an answer for that. I can't defend that one. That just seems
one of those things like that. It's when I get loud, it's because it seems like it's probably something that seems dumb to me. It's simple, like a simple fix thing.
Yeah,
like it's backwards thinking. It's counterintuitive, I guess.
That's a really good "You Died" screen. Big fan of that.
It is.
It's good.
I got to hear that starting
this right
Resident Evil 2. Yeah, I got to hear that a lot.
Didn't they remove that from 8 or something like that? They removed that from some recent Resident Evil. People were upset about that. You have to keep it. It's got to be there. That's how you start a Resident Evil game. So have you finished 3?
Not yet.
Okay.
I got probably I was told probably about one more stream of Nemesis. I thought I was like, it was like probably gonna finish today, and I was like, really? It seems like it's the end. It's not the end yet. Like, oh shit, okay. And then I got to like, oh, I fucking forgot. There's another character you play.
Right.
Like for a little bit.
Yeah.
And oh my god, they did a way better job. I don't remember him Carlos being a stereotype in the remake, but boy is he in the fucking original game. Yeah. Holy moly! Yeah, it's like
a product of
like
the time.
Not quite Speedy Gonzalez like stereotype, but it's
Jesus.
Yeah, it's close. The accent is mainly what it is.
Yeah,
it's very much like heavy. And you can tell it's not someone who is from Mexico doing the accent. We'll
Oh
say.
God. Okay. Say no more. Say
Yeah.
no more. Yikes. Cool. Well, that
It's more funny than anything else. It really is. It's yeah.
yeah, that's Resident
Right.
Evil.
Yep.
Cole, you play anything else? A little bit more Elix, it looks like, and mostly Elden Ring, right?
A little more Elix, a lot of Elden Ring. Been really enjoying that. Coming up, Shadow Warrior, Stranger in Paradise. Tiny Tina is going to be playing that.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
backloaded month.
yeah, not too much.
Yeah, is Elden Ring almost being done, dampening the mood at all?
No, like I'm ready to be done with it. I mean, since
Yeah.
I did 2 playthroughs back to back,
That's
so
true.
I definitely like binged out on it. So it was really fun playing the 2 different ways. But I think I'm probably going to wrap up the main story right now and then move on to like Shadow Warrior and Ghostwire Tokyo and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
been absolutely awesome. But I did do a little sponsor stream for a game called Wonderling. It's a little like endless runner platformer thing that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Had a good time with that. It's exactly what it was I expecting, and I did it, and it was a good time. Like it's just one of those types of sponsorships. But no, outside of that, yeah, got a lot of big games coming up, and I'm really hoping they're good.
Cool.
By next week, I should have like
We'll
3
have
or 4 new
games.
games. When does Tiny Tina's come out?
The
25th.
25th. Yeah.
Oh, and we don't have a show next week.
There's no show next
yeah.
week. So we'll have a lot
So
to talk about in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. I played through I didn't finish it. I guess I rage quit out of it.
Sorry. Just real quick, Twitch chat. Ghostwire looks awful. 3 lines later. Ghostwire looks awesome.
I think it's going to be a divisive game. Watch that footage tonight. I think it's going to be very divisive. Yeah. Yeah. I played through the Degenerary. Wow. The Destiny 2 Legendary. That's a fun
Legendary
combination there. The new campaign, the Witch Queen stuff. I'm 2 missions out from finishing it. I don't know if I'm going to go back. Playing through it on solo is really annoying. You start fighting characters that could just like straight up one-shot you. And so the checkpoints being that they are, it's like, oh, okay, you spent 5 minutes playing very safe. Here's a shield that will just one-shot you from another character and you're dead. You have to do that all over again. And so I just kind of alt F4'd out of there. The campaign seems very good though, from a story perspective. It's more Destiny at the end of the day. Like it's everyone's like, how's Destiny? Oh, it's more Destiny, right? Like that's, they didn't reinvent Destiny by any stretch of the imagination. It's just more. So if you like Destiny and you were at all hesitant to jump in, just know it's more Destiny. And you,
So it's not like
expect.
revolutionary, like Final Fantasy Storm Shadow or whatever the fuck.
No, I don't think so. It's the storytelling is definitely better, I'll say, than it has been in previous Destiny campaigns. But you're still collecting guns, and unless you have a website open or people in chat to tell you if that gun has good stats, you're collecting more and more guns, and then the guns start going to your mail because you don't know if you should be deleting those other guns because you don't know if they're actually good guns, and like that's kind of my biggest gripe with Destiny still exists of like you're force fed so much different guns with no idea of actually knowing if they're good or in the meta unless you go to a third party source and like they tell you if it's good or not. And it's, I think, also why people bounce off of Destiny so fast because they only use bad guns, but there's no way to know that you're using bad guns because the game doesn't necessarily reinforce that. That and also like having any sort of opinion around Destiny. I think you can only hate on Destiny if you're a part of the community. Otherwise, you're wrong. No matter what you say, is kind of how I approach that.
Or you're a Rami.
Yes, or you're Rami. That's true. Yeah.
And sometimes skill up.
Yeah.
You gotta have at least 300 hours in Destiny before you talk shit about it, all right? And that's limited.
Yes.
Talk to me at 500, then you can say basically whatever you want.
Yeah. I think that's true.
And that's all you do.
To a lot of games, but
like,
yes, that's also true. That's all you do.
Seems.
Yeah. I do want to I do want to ride the raid. I do want to do the raid eventually. I just don't know when it's going to happen. I was very frustrated with that stuff on Friday. And then I went back yesterday. I took the day off and just played PoE and got to the end, the new end game of that. That's very good. The League is whatever. The new end game in PoE is 10 out of 10. They really nailed that in terms of progression and all that stuff. It's the best it's ever felt. So I'm excited for the new League of that when it drops.
I am
2 months from now.
Really hoping that the next League has like nothing else around it.
Same.
I
was thinking
I
the
was
same
so
thing.
sad that because I've heard nothing but amazing things this League. Yeah. Oh man, I really hope we can spend more time with it as variety streamers next
Yeah.
time.
I mean, it came out at a terrible time in terms of game releases to jump
It was
in.
bad.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm enjoying it off stream. It's been a lot of fun. And the community that we have in the game is still sticking around, so it has some lasting power in terms of maybe the most lasting power I've seen out of a League for that game in a very long time. People really bounce off of that game in recent patches. But this one, people are sticking around and still playing through. So it's fun.
Speaking of that, speaking of games having staying power, Lost Ark, anyone is it still big?
Oh yeah, it's still stupid massive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Not only that,
Yeah.
but many big streamers have really tapped into it and are playing it all the time now.
Yeah.
And what's even more to the game's credit is a lot of the streamers that are playing it regularly now were not actually part of that big sponsored push.
Yep.
That was the big thing about New World. Is New World, they had a very similar big sponsored push. Funny enough, with the same company, but pretty much as soon as that thing was over, it was done. Like as soon as the paychecks stopped going out there, like a literal handful of the huge amount of streamers that were paid to stream it, like can continue to play it, and even they have fizzled out. No one plays New World anymore. It's done. But with Lost Ark, not only have we seen a lot of the people still played it, but they're actually attracting like more streamers, and it's growing, and it has big updates coming. Like it's a much more solidified foundational launch.
Yeah.
Not only that, they're talking about bumping up some of the stuff that was going to be released, like some of the classes and stuff, maybe coming out sooner than people think. I know I'm going to go back and check out the Scouter class. I don't think they're going to pay me for it. I hope it'd be nice if they did, but I think that's all done now. So, but yeah, that's the kind of thing, and it's really chugging along. There's people in my community still playing it every day.
Yeah. I mean, Shroud, one of the big streamers, still playing it every day. Asmongold's still playing it every day.
Asmongold.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's had a whole big journey in getting his gear score up and everything.
Yeah, the gear score is a different conversation entirely. I tuned into Shroud yesterday because I was like, let's see what, I haven't played the game in 2 weeks. Let's see what like the end game. So I guess the full story there is Friday they put in a new patch which put in the raid, which you have to have 1370 gear score to I think see it. And if you've played Lost Ark, that means your tier 3 gear has to be at plus 15. Getting to plus 15 percentage wise in terms of upgrading your actual gear to that is not favorable to the player. The percentages are not good. And so most people that are at that level have either played 500 plus hours of the game like that mods has, or they have whaled a lot. I tuned into Shroud stream last night. He's like, we're about $600 a day. I haven't really pulled that much today. And I told myself I was going to go down to about 200, but why don't we just get back to 600? And then he proceeded to buy $400 of game.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
That hurts a little.
Yeah.
That hurts a little.
Yeah. I think Asmongold is relying on viewers to help him with his progression. I think I haven't tuned into the stream, but
Asmongold is pretty open about accepting help from his community.
Yeah, and he kind of always has been. There's nothing new there, but the grind is apparently real rough.
I remember seeing him in New World where his title was just in all caps, "Give me all your gold."
Yeah.
Find me in game. Give me your best crafting mats.
So that's the unfortunate thing. I think as you start to play Lost Ark a lot more, the amount of time to progress starts to get higher and higher unless you just start swiping. And I think a lot of people are going to be reluctant to jump into that game the more they see of that. but they might also be more inclined to jump in because the raid content is a lot of fun. It's a ton of fun to play. As someone who's done not the tier 3 content, but he's done all of the tier 2 content, it's great. Like I enjoyed it a lot. So
I gotta admit, that's why I'm not one of the players that continued. I was definitely hoping for I liked the content. I liked playing Lost Ark at
yeah,
the end game. I especially liked the PvP, which unfortunately wasn't in when I stopped playing. But when I realized that the end game was essentially an it felt like an RNG mobile game, is what it felt like. With like, powering up your items and then leveling them and seeing if it leveled. And it wasn't about getting gear anymore. It was about making a number go up. Like
yeah,
that's when it kind of lost the feel of an MMO for me. Like I really like going out and like getting a drop off an enemy or getting a special piece of gear. Like when I heard that there was 90 plus islands, I actually thought that like those islands had unique items on them. And like I can go to this island and farm and get this thing and go to this island, but it's like they all just give you currency so you can keep trying to get those numbers to go up and it's
yeah.
just like it made the whole thing like one game instead of kind of a interesting big world to explore. It was just like everything leads back to this one mechanic that wants nothing more than to pull money out of your wallet.
It's designed
Again,
to,
though, like
yeah.
I completely understand why people keep doing it. The content is good, like especially if you want to sit down and read it and play through it and stuff. The content's there, and I'm a little bit. I kind of want to go back and play do some of the rating because I've heard nothing but good things about the rating.
It's
But
fun.
then I always fall back to the thing where it's like, well, cool. Even if I do well in the raids, it's just going to get me more of that stuff to feed into the mechanic. So yeah, little tough.
Yeah. It's part of me is questioning the idea for them to put out the raid on Friday with the gear score being 1370 requirement. Cause like very, very, very small percentage of the player base is there. And if anything, to me, it just screams like, well, maybe they're going to pay a little bit to get there. Right. Like that. It seems like a monetary decision, not the players are running out of content to play decision. It's like, maybe we can get them to spend some money type deal.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be shocked, right? These are the business of making games is a business of making money ultimately. And so I get that point of it, but seems a little bit quick for that. We'll see what happens with it.
Also, as somebody just said in chat, which leads to another interesting discussion, especially when you watch whale players and stuff like that, it's FOMO bait.
Oh, it's 100%
Like
FOMO.
you see them get
Yes.
to like the really cool, interesting stuff, and then the more you kind of work it out, you realize that you kind of have to be paying to get to that point, and you're like, I want to do that. Break open wallet,
Right.
It's kind of like,
I mean, not to reveal too much how the sausage is made, I guess, but our entire sponsored stream was like, yeah, we're going to sponsor you to show the end game, not necessarily the path to that. That you could show that if you want, but yeah, show the end game primarily.
Yeah. See what you're saying?
Yeah.
Where all of the sponsor stuff took place after the leveling process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is honestly, looking back, I have to admit, like I get it, but I feel like from a viewer perspective, that honestly the leveling process is a lot more of something that I feel people could lock into, because like that's all the actual free stuff. That's the actual free content. They're not kind of waving in front of your face the whole time,
Right.
that you can put money in and you
That's
can
why
get,
I didn't mind streaming it.
which was weird. I thought looking back, I almost feel like they should have weighted that the opposite direction. But that's all post-mortem stuff, for them to sort through, I guess.
Look, it was obviously successful, right? Like they got exactly what they wanted out of the sponsor.
Oh, for sure.
And it worked out for us as well. So
working out a lot better than New World.
Yeah.
And to their credit, go ahead, Zeke.
No, please go. I was going to go on a different thing.
Well, just super quick. To their credit, I have to admit that the company that runs that stuff, the name is Leviathan Core, easily the best promotions on Twitch.
Yes.
Like the amount of work they put into it, the back end stuff that they do, like the quest things and doing teams and constantly monitoring it, having people 24/7 available for like questions and
anything,
stuff.
Yeah.
There's no one else on Twitch doing anything like that.
I agree.
I really wish there were more companies that were doing that kind of thing, because it's in a level of its own.
It really is. The idea it's almost like the age of dinosaurs when it's like, here's X amount of money, play this game for 2 hours. Because you look at like what they're doing with New World and what they did with Lost Ark, and I think that's the way of the future when it comes to influencer gigs and paying folks for that type of stuff.
Mhm.
Really good stuff. What were we gonna say, Zeke?
I was just wondering, does anyone know like just a ballpark guesstimate of the difference between 1370 is the score, right?
Yeah.
Difference between grinding, you can grind that out, right?
Yeah. So if you're looking for like a time to money type
Yeah.
deal, I don't know the money. I think that's based on honestly your luck, because there is there's a gamble to it of like it will be X percentage. That mod's, like I said, put 500 hours into it and hasn't spent any money in the game. He's a free to play. He's showing you that you can do it free to play, but 500 hours is what he's done
Wow.
to get to that point without paying anything. I don't know. It's kind of funny if you go look at the playtime of someone like Shroud, who is definitely wailing through it. It's probably pretty comparable to that. But the process that he's using is not necessarily as perhaps painstaking. He's maybe doing a lot more of the fun content, I guess. It really just boils down to like, do you want to take the time to do this, or do you want to swipe your way through it? Is the ultimate question, or do you have the funds to be able to swipe your way through it? Is kind of how I look at all that. And most people don't have, the funds to spend $600 a day. Granted, that's probably a pretty extreme case on Shroud's front, but yeah, a lot of gameplay to play if you're looking to do it free to play though.
Do you think they'll roll back? Do you think they'll like be like, let's change that. It's giving us this is a bad look. Do you think or not?
Oh, they'll make it like as it progresses, they will make the progress easier after the fact. They already do that in Korea. As patches comes out and the game continues to push forward in gear score, they make the percentages a lot more weighted towards the player in essence, rather than towards the house, if you want to use that term. They'll go and change that stuff. It's pretty normalized in Korea and how that works. So they will 100% go back and change that.
Yeah.
But there will always be, no matter what, there will always be a wall towards the end where a player hits it, and it's grind a shit ton and hope you got good luck when it comes to, honing the gear. And if you don't, grind more, or, have the alts, make alts so that you can send that gear to your main, or just be prepared to swipe. And even when it comes to swiping, I think you still have to have alts for all that stuff. It's not just a swipe. Like there's only so much that you can swipe each day. So
did you already explain what swiping was?
Swiping's using your credit card.
Card.
Yeah.
Swiping your card.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's just like a verb for spending money in the game that the community has.
Yeah, no, I was honestly, I knew it was about money, but I didn't think about swiping a credit card because I haven't done that for so long.
First you log into Tinder, and then as you're browsing,
you're not far. Well, actually, Amazon on my phone. Buy it now.
Yep. Oh yeah. They make that stuff as easy as possible.
To buy to me, yeah, exactly.
That's the number one rule of business: is make it as easy as possible for your people to
funny enough
to spend money.
One of the things I was lurking in a rather prominent Lost Ark streamer's stream, and he was actually talking about the fact that he had just come to the conclusion that he was going to start spending money on his multiple alts.
Yeah,
like they could get them up to the point quicker to where they could farm for the main.
Yep.
Because the main had just gone into a new tier, and he was like, well, these alts aren't gonna, so I'm just gonna buy them up and they can farm for him, because I don't want to waste my time farming the previous mat's materials for the alts. And it's just like, oh my god, dude. Like and it was very casual. The whole conversation was very casual, and it was just like, damn, that's a hole. That's you're in the hole, man.
Yeah, like it's not shocking to me, right? Like Lost Ark is the tip of the iceberg when it comes to that style of spending in the the video gaming world, and maybe even the less offensive version of it.
Yeah, for the record, somebody said the game doesn't force you into that. That's true, absolutely. I mean, it's all about how fast you want to progress, and that's where the whole FOMO argument comes into play, because you see the people who are paying so much more ahead, and you say to yourself, I want to be there, but you know that no matter, even if you put in every waking minute, you wouldn't catch up to them, unless you paid the money. So but we're not saying you have to do this. No one's saying you have to pay money in Lost Ark. It's a free-to-play game. If you want to do it, you don't have to spend a penny on it. 100%. Just make that super clear for anyone that may not know about this. What we're talking about is the fact that you can spend money and the way that your mind can play tricks on you into making you think you have to spend money to have fun, to keep up, to catch up, to do the things that you want to do. So it's one of those. It's that kind of thing. Yeah, and as somebody just said, FOMO is a very powerful motivator.
It's a hell of a drug.
Even if it's not a necessity, it is a motivation. Same can be said for Genshin Impact. Absolutely. I mean, you can either grind the game out and you can random get the boxes through the free to play stuff and get 1 or 2 chances, or you can drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get that new unique character and just keep doing that. I mean, they're similar. Gacha is a little different than Lost Ark, but that motivator is similar.
Yeah,
absolutely.
FOMO is the number one thing that outside of like AAA box games, that's what every game is using these days. Like the majority of the industry is using FOMO to try and monetize whatever system they're trying to monetize. It's just, that's where it's at, unfortunately. But Zeke, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna make a stupid analogy about, like, picture you're driving down the highway with, 4 of your friends, 4-lane highway, you're all next to each other, and then you come to a mandatory stop and they put square tires on your car and everybody else gets to keep going. And you see them drive ahead and you're in the square tires, like, I can still get there. Yeah. I'm gonna get there. And then every so often it's like round tire sale, round tire store, like, God damn it. And then you can see the fireworks going off in the distance where everybody's partying and you're like, God fuck. That's it.
Yeah, we all fall victim to it.
Just to point out, someone in my chat said verbatim, saying you don't need to pay money in Lost Ark is disingenuous. That's not true at all.
No,
that
you don't need to pay money.
You don't need to pay money in Lost Ark. It's not disingenuous at all. There's of course, as we are very clearly explaining, there's an addendum to that, and that's the whole FOMO thing and wanting to keep up with stuff like that. But you do not need to pay money in Lost Ark.
Go look at DatMod's channel. That's his entire stream. He doesn't pay money.
Yeah, it will take you more time. It will absolutely lengthen the experience. There's no question. We are not obfuscating this fact. You don't have to. So if you don't have money to pay, you can still play the game. Absolutely. And you can still progress, just not nearly as fast as the people dropping hundreds or thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Now, I forgot. Is Lost Ark free to play or not?
Yep. Yeah. It's free to play.
It is? Okay.
Yeah. Takes nothing to buy it or to download it and play. Speaking of FOMO, watching fucking Sanderson's Kickstarter, I've now tried to read that book for a 5th time with The Way of Kings. This time via audio format. It might have actually started to grab me. I've been thinking about listening to that almost every single day. So we'll see if I can actually stick through. Anyways. Great. My dog just started to throw up. It's fantastic. Hopefully it's not picking up the mic. That's pretty much all. PoE is all I've been jumping into off stream. Looking for the next online game or on stream game. It might be Core Keeper. I might jump into that for a couple days. See how that goes. Zeke, I know you got days upon days of indies to discuss. How do you want to tackle this? What are you thinking? Should we do the best of? Should we do day by day? What pick a handful? We got 30 minutes. It's devoted to you.
Let's see. A full 30 minutes? God, no.
Me and Co we've exhausted our stuff.
Let us why don't we just start at the beginning and see? It's like,
I mean, how far back? You got to tell me how far back that is, because Indie Week was a thing.
Yeah. Let me see.
I will also state we don't have to cover every single game, because I know not all of those are good.
And they're all separated by name, aren't they?
Depending on what you're looking at in your video list, yeah. I'm looking at past broadcasts, but you might be looking at like highlights.
Yeah, highlights is where you want to look.
Okay.
They should be chunked out game by game.
Got it. Tell me where you want to go.
Let us go. Oh, you know what? Neon White. Let's start with that one.
Neon White. All right, you start talking about it. I'll find it.
Okay. Neon White is a single-player speedrunning FPS where you can sacrifice your guns for godlike parkour moves. This was during demo days, Steam demo days, so it's not available yet. Planned release date is early 2022, but I got to play it on the demo, and it's a really cool idea of a game where you have... Now, don't let this turn you off. It's not a deck builder, but...
Oh, I'm turned off immediately.
I know. You get cards as you go through, but just view them like power-ups. So you have this like hand of cards. Well, first you start by running. You're like running as fast as you can. It's like a level attack game where you have to like beat times or do special things within the levels to open up other stuff. So basically you start by running, and then you pick up a card with a gun picture on it. And that gun, each card has two functions, at least two functions, if not more. But you can use it to shoot enemies on the screen as you're running along, or you can discard it for another effect. So one of the guns is you shoot the gun, or you discard it and you get another jump. So there's times when you're like running through the game, pick up the gun, discard it, extra jump, grab the other card, discard it again. So you're doing like 3, 4, 5 jumps in a row because you got to grab the card and use it. And it's seeing how fast you can go through the level while completing all, like, I think you have to kill all the enemies to get like the top score, like the S rank score or whatever. All while it's a beautiful game, like visually. It's very anime-ish. Lots of like really bright colors. The other thing is, it has Indie Sunday is not, or Indie Day is not really. No.
God damn it.
Nope. You'll see. It's either straight up fast moving,
Okay,
or this part of the game
I got
where
it. I think.
kind of like a visual novel-ish, where you meet other characters. This is it. Yes, you meet other characters. The UI is very Persona, which I love. You meet other characters through the game, and there is a definite anime like storyline going on. But thankfully there is a fast forward button. So if you don't care about that stuff, like towards the end, I was like, how long is this gonna go? And I went fast forward. I was like, they're still going. They're still talking. They're still okay. This is getting wow. Okay. And then it finally ends. You're like, I might play this again, but I might be skipping all that shit because it's pretty on the weeb side.
Sure.
As far as, storyline between like, like he sees a hot lady and he has, the sweat and the eyes like, ooh, very nervous talking to him and stuff like that. So there's those elements. But the gameplay of it is what I like, what really shines. This is what I'm talking about. This is the anime storyline stuff.
Yeah.
But the gameplay of it really shines.
The cat's not having any of your shit, Zeke.
No, he's not. He's not.
Yeah.
It's fluid. It's smooth. The music is banging. It makes you want to go back and do levels again to get it right, because it's one of those games where if you get the S rank, you did some cool shit and you did it smoothly. Like, this is one of those games where you end a level and the child go clean. That feeling? This has that. It's fucking great. And there's like these little puzzle elements where
is that like a Furby? What the fuck is that?
It's a Telltale toy. You get gifts. Guess who those are for? You have to give the right gift.
Oh boy.
To the right lady.
And
or
that's
to the
in
right
Lost
person.
Ark. You can do that in Lost Ark too.
Yeah, you can do that in Lost Ark, and yeah, it reminded me of what's that grid-based tactics game that was on Switch? Anime. Everyone loved the Kingdom something.
Oh,
or not Kingdom.
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem. There you go. Very much like you found a gift. Who does it go to? Find the person gonna give the gift.
Yeah.
So that part of it, that's for some people. Like I can handle it up to a point if it's done well. Like Persona 5 did that pretty well. I made my way all the way through that one, but we'll have to wait and see because it was only a demo. So we'll have to wait and see if this game has decent plot, line, story, whatever. on Indie Day, I give games like an hour to 2 hours tops, so I didn't get into that a lot.
Right.
But it's a fucking fun game. You want to go back to play the levels again and get them perfect. Like I played like 3 levels, and I was like, I really want to go back, but I also want to show off more of the game. And it was kind of a struggle for me. Like I'll keep going. But yeah, it's just the mechanics are fantastic. I really enjoyed it. It's not out yet, unfortunately. There was a demo during demo days. It doesn't look like there's a demo to play now.
Huh.
Anymore. I think they took it off, but yeah,
That's
it's
the old
developed by
FOMO.
Yep. Developed by Angel Matrix, published by Annapurna. So
Oh, Annapurna. Okay. Gotcha.
Annapurna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's got
Name
some
I
big
recognize.
names attached to it. I think I
Yeah.
remember watching a couple trailers for this, and exactly what you mentioned in terms of going back and playing through the levels. The excitement you just had right now is like, oh yeah, that looks like it'd be pretty fun. Might be pretty fun to do that stuff. Yeah.
absolutely.
Cool. Can you buy it yet? I know it was Steam early the demo days or whatever, but you can't like pre-order or anything. Okay.
Hold on. There is a purchase button. Let's see what that does. Nope, it just takes you to the Steam store page, like the regular old Steam, not their Steam store page, just the front page of Steam,
Oh, okay.
which is very strange. But
Got it.
oh, wait a minute. Oh no. Hold on.
Oh.
I had to download a demo. It is not a part of the original game. I think they're separated.
Oh, okay. So it's got a different store page to it?
Oh no, it doesn't. It's the same. Time release date early 2022. Yep, it's on my wish list. So
Awesome.
I'll wait.
That's Neon White. Where are we headed next?
Let me see here. Did I play this? Oh yeah, that arrow one that you just had up. Blacktail.
Uh-oh. You're asking me to go back? I'll find it. Keep talking.
Blacktail, become the Witch of the Woods in Blacktail. Slavic myth comes to life in this surreal first-person action adventure. Discover Yaga's story and guide her along the path to become either the fearsome guardian of the forest or the dark legend that haunts children's nightmares. Developed and published by The Parasite, SIGHT. It is not out yet. I played it. This was another one I played on demo days. Planned release date coming soon. But I'll tell you, the demo, this is kind of what I wished Kana would have been more like. Kana was a little bit on the lighter-hearted, more Zelda-y side. This one is like more on the Alice's or American McGee's Alice side. There's like a good like middle ground that this game has found. You can choose light or dark choices that affect like the skills and stuff you can get. I think it's the scenery is laid out. It's beautiful scenery, mostly forest. From what I saw, foresty areas. The crafting system there's a crafting system in it, but it's not too heavy. It's fairly easy. You craft on the fly. Like you can craft in the middle of a battle, kind of a crafting system. God, what else? What other? There was another like really popular game that has it. It's called Blacktail. That you can craft in the middle of a battle. Like you open up your crafting wheel. And, it's Horizon. Horizon, you can do that.
Yeah.
JP's trying to find the gameplay footage, guys.
Yeah, I'm really wanting to see
You
this.
just had it, dude. You had
Sounds
it like,
super cool.
Well,
right before.
shout out. Who's your editor? I'm about to call him out.
No, then.
Probably Scott, isn't it?
His name is Scott.
It's just really hard to find these things quickly. What's the name of the game? One more time.
Blacktail.
You keep looking. I'm going to distract him with a cat.
Yes, quick, play the cat. Black.
He's so soft.
See, the unfortunate thing is none of these, I'm just going to show this. None of these have names in them. It's just part 3, part 2, and games and demos. So I have to open up each VOD individually.
Are you in highlights?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm in your highlights because I have 6 parts of Resident Evil Nemesis to go through.
Whoa. Hold on. That's not their fault. That is not their fault because I demo days was like some of the games I play for like 5 minutes and be like, nope, not for me, and I'd quit. So I didn't like. I was jumping around like very, very like sporadically, like going, nope, uninstall.
Gotcha.
Yep, I'll give that. Oh, okay. That's why it's like that. Yep.
Yeah. Anyways,
Normally,
I'm
I'm looking through. I'm like Indie Week. It says Indie Week, Infernex, Indie Week, Rogue Tower, Indie Week.
Right.
Where did all that shit?
Yeah.
But yeah, the demo days was a different one. A different animal. But anyways, yeah, Blacktail is great. You can check it out. If you guys want to check it out, I will give you the. There it is.
Yeah, I'll pull out footage of that. Let's go to the stream.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick to reply to someone in chat. Here on Drop Frames, we don't believe in preparing for shows beforehand. We like to do this on the fly. It adds to the natural appeal of our show. So yes, we could have absolutely gotten all these clips earlier, but we also could have just done this, and that's just fine.
Yeah.
But also that means I'm not disappointed when we don't get to indie games on most days.
Yeah.
Like we plan to do it.
This is true.
What I'm trying to say is we'll do it live.
It's very true. I don't have the time of the day to do 2 hours of prep for this show. It's not going to happen. Random person.
Yeah, no shit, dude. No, it's the fable aspect of it really gives it and it's like, you know how fables, we were told as a child, we realized like later, like that's not how they originally were. Like the fables they're dark. Some of them, you know, like Cinderella, or the stories we got told, like Cinderella, like you saw the Disney Cinderella, but in the original Cinderella, like in order for the stepsisters to try and get their feet in the glass slipper, like cut parts of their foot off in order to get their foot in there, like that kind of shit. This has some of that kind of stuff, like darker elements of like storytelling, like children's ish like stories and stuff like that.
They really did that?
Dude, a lot of the original fucking stories we've been told
you didn't know
are dark as shit.
They're fucking horrifying. Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Yeah,
no, I didn't know that.
Old school fairy tales are not. The originals are not the best for children. They're really
one cut off their heel and the other cut off their toes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the kind of feel of Blacktail.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a dark side of the fable. Yeah.
True. They were called the Brothers Grimm for a reason. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Zeke.
Brothers Grimm for a reason.
Yeah. Where are we headed now? That was Blacktail that we saw footage of.
Let's McPixel. Let's talk about that. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about McPixel 3.
McPixel
is what
3.
It is.
Okay.
Yep. That was towards the end of the day. I don't know. Is it a full broadcast?
Well, it's broken out in 15. I can see this and then probably be able to find the footage of it quickly. So this is McPixel. You could talk about it, and then I'll find.
That's the first one. No. That is you're right. You're right. No, you're right. That's the third one. I apologize. They're very similar looking. Like the first one came out a while ago, but they look different enough when you play them. But like just seeing a splash screen, there's a lot of similarities. However, so McPixel 3 is a mind-blowing save-the-day adventure that sees the titular wannabe hero avert one disaster after another at every turn using unconventional yet entertaining methods of mayhem. This is a Devolver game. A Devolver game through and through. It is built for laughs, to subvert what you think is happening, to subvert expectations. You think something's coming, and then they do something completely else. The basic gist of the game is you want to save the day. However, the underlying main thing that most people, myself included, want to do is see all the ways to die in every little scenario. So like every level, like in the demo, every level gives you like, there's like anywhere from 5 to like, I want to say like near 20 different death scenarios or different things you can see. And you can see, can you go back like 5 seconds and pause?
Mm-hmm. It's going to darken the screen though. So I'm just going to do this so then you can talk about it and tell me when to pause.
Shortly right after this, there's going to be like a menu screen. No, keep going. Come on, Zeke. Go to where I want you to go.
Timestamp.
Oh, actually, you can pause it here.
Zeke,
You can pause it
Zeke
here.
backseating himself. I like it.
Yeah, you can pause it right here. Okay. See on the right hand side, I forgot they show them here too. See on the right hand side the squares with the little picture icons in them?
Yeah.
And they're like gold, silver, gold, silver, silver. That is the gold levels is where you've seen all of the outcomes. All of the different deaths, different animations, different stuff. And that's how you kind of like keep track of if you've done all of them. There's also a menu screen shortly. You can press play now. There's shortly a menu screen shortly after this that shows you that as well. But they don't tell you what you're missing. Is the thing. They're just blank. They're blank squares that say like you're missing 3 things. And you're like, fuck. How have I not killed this guy yet? And they give you like, there's an axe. Do I give the axe to the? Yeah, I'm trying to axe the guy on the. No, that doesn't work.
Why is he
I give the
breathing
axe
like that?
Her. That shot, like
What?
and that's it. short little adventure. But it's a fucking laugh riot. It is so fucking funny. I laughed so goddamn hard at this game because like it's only clicking. There's only one button for the entire game.
It reminds me of
You don't even move around. A little bit. So you click on one thing, and something either happens when you click on one thing, or you click on the thing and you pick it up, and then you have to click on something else to combine it. So, like on the train, there's a lady holding a fishbowl. So you can click on the lady or the fishbowl. If you click on anybody in the game, more often than not, 90% of the time, you just kick them in the fucking crotch.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were kicking these kids.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. You just gonna go up and just kick them.
Why did that explode?
But like, because it's McPixel.
Okay.
It's like MacGruber.
Okay.
Yeah, just everything explodes at the end. Unless you save the day. And that's what you kind of wait for. You. It's like, did I do it? Did I save the day? But yeah, the train thing, like you click on the fishbowl and, you know, just let your imagination, like, what would you do if you picked up a fishbowl? And whatever you're expecting is probably something else is going to happen. So you pick up the fishbowl, you dump out the fish like on the ground, you put the fishbowl on your head and like jump out the window. You're like, how could anyone have predicted that? It's very funny to me how they subvert your expectations. Like sometimes you think something's gonna happen and it doesn't.
Are they saying McPixel in some sort? Whoa, you just kicked that guy like 10 times in the head. Are they saying whenever that happens, is there a sound effect with it?
There's a lot of sound effects.
Okay.
This is what I will say. There is no McPixel 2.
Oh.
They skipped 2 and went straight to 3.
That sounds chaotic enough. Yeah, sounds good.
I know. McPixel, I played McPixel 1 and it's rough. It's rough to go back. This one, it seems strange, but this one has a lot of quality of life improvements from the original. Seems weird, but if you play it, you'd understand. I played a couple of levels of the first one. They give you even less to fucking go on in the first one. Like this one gives you almost nothing. That one gives you literally nothing to go on to like figure out what you're doing. But it's just a bunch of like little snippets of like just funny scenes and events that happen.
It's
I will say that like shit like you jump out of plane with a parachute. You open the parachute and it doesn't work, you die. Okay, so next time you're like, okay, how can I get down? So you throw somebody else out with a parachute on their back, and that's the solution because as you're falling, you take their parachute and you let them fall and you save yourself. But then if you do a certain other thing, Steve's name comes up, and you go to a completely different scene with, I'm guessing, a guy named Steve sitting on a dock fishing, and then you figure out like what Steve does when he's fishing. Non sequiturs, absurdism. I love it.
It's Devolver does WarioWare. That's what I've gathered in our time with McPixel.
A little bit. Moogles has it a little bit like Stickman Adventures or whatever that game was. I played that a little bit too. That was another fun one. A little bit less to go on, and a lot weirder. But yeah,
An
I see the
apple
correlation.
on a turntable will explode. Whoa, what's gonna happen here? Wait, the guy just jumped and it ended the level. This is absurd.
So always start.
Why not?
And then it blew up.
There you go.
Yeah, beautiful,
Yep.
beautiful. That's McPixel 3.
Yeah.
What is
Sounds
McPixel
good.
3? Is it? This was demo days, but is it available for purchase?
Let me see. Nope. Steam planned release date 2022. No release date. But you can still play the demo if you want to. The demo is still up, and if any of like that kind of made you go what the fuck, or you're interested, check it out. It's it's a hoot for like half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah. I'm gonna editor's decision here. What is this game? Because graphically it looks very good. Is this Hades? Is that the name of the game?
Hold on. Let me
There's
pull
a
it
part
up
of demo
here.
day.
That one is crap.
Is it called Daymare by chance?
Is it called
Someone-
Daymare?
Yeah, someone
What
in
it is?
chat said Daymare. I don't know if that's correct. That might have been someone who's referring to a chat.
Seems right. Hold on.
You thought
Yep,
finding
Daymare.
the footage was hard. Finding the actual game is harder, chat.
Yep. Daymare, 1994 Sandcastle. Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. That's a very huge SEO potential on that one.
Yes. So this game looks, sounds beautiful. It very, very Dead Space vibes, and for good reason, because it's a lot like that. It's less clunky, but not by much. I'll be honest with you. It's
Okay.
still like you move around a bit faster than Isaac. You know, you're not this big hulking, like you don't feel like you're running through fucking water like I did when I played Dead Space. So you get a little bit of movement
Can you
speed.
stomp?
But no, you can't stomp. But
Ah.
there is a mechanic in this that is the freezing mechanic. You have I don't know. What do you put? What instantly freezes stuff? The liquid nitrogen.
Liquid
Like
nitrogen.
liquid nitrogen kind of thing. Yeah, you have like a liquid nitrogen gun or something like that. And the alien zombie, whatever they call them, I can't remember what they call them. Pick a word. They come
guys.
at you, and you can either shoot. You can either use your guns, shotgun, machine gun, whatever, to shoot them, or you can fucking Mr. Freeze blast them. You go, psh, and they go, and then you like Terminator 2, bust them.
Sure.
However, there's another mechanic where the life essence of said alien or said demon monster thing will go progressively into the next one until the last. Like if there's a mob of 3, you kill one, goes into one. You kill another one, has 3 like power, like 3 or 2 extra souls of power, including its own. So it becomes like a more powerful like zombie alien thing. So the more are in a group, the harder the the last guy is to kill, the more powerful it is. So I mean that's a pretty cool mechanic. So the object of it is basically to kill the entire group as fast as possible. So they don't get like a chance to get super powered up. There's your freeze gun, by the way, and you use it to solve puzzles. The pipes are overheating, and each of the pipes has a different amount of heat, different temperature. So you have to figure out the right order, which ones you want to freeze first, so you can get them all frozen at the same time, so the door will open.
Got it.
Puzzle. But yeah, it's a work in progress. Planned release date 2022, so they don't have a specific date for it yet, but it's on my wish list. It's got the potential to be like a really cool game, a la Dead Space.
It looks like it's on Unity. Like, do you have any idea to say on the page what engine it is? Because like graphically, it's impressive looking.
I do not know right offhand. I don't know how I would even find that.
All right.
Probably like, oh wait, can I? No, I can't boot it up, can I? Nope. I can't even play the demo anymore.
I wonder why they would restrict. I mean, I guess FOMO, but seems like it would make sense just to leave that stuff up.
I think a lot of reasons are because a lot of companies will like rush out a demo or put out a demo that's not indicative of the final product.
Sure.
And then maybe they change some major things, or they, maybe remove some things. So, they take it back down to polish and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot. Can you still press play on these, Zeke, if you have them downloaded? Like in your Steam? No. They're gone completely. They remove them from the library.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
They remove the ability to play the demos.
Oh, they're saying Unreal Engine 4 is what chat's saying. That's why it looks good.
UE4? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they replaced the play button with a purchase button. Which
any idea why it's called 1994 Sandcastle?
Fucking no clue, bro. Like that, I was like, what does this have to do with anything? I have no idea. I'm guessing it has something to do with, like, you find out in the story.
Oh.
Yeah, no idea.
That is a bit weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Monty Python. What? Okay.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm scrolling around. We got probably a 3-minute or a 2-minute. Anything you want to discuss from these
apparently
days?
That Daymare is a sequel.
Oh.
This new game is a sequel to a titled Daymare 1998, I guess.
Oh.
I did not know that.
Is it a prequel or a sequel?
Yeah.
Going back.
You'd think it was a prequel, right? Because of the age.
Yeah.
Because this one's 94 and that one's 98.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What I pulled this up randomly. This might not be what you're going to discuss, but it's what we're going to discuss.
Okay.
What's this?
That one is. Hold on. I think it's Mad Shot. Nope, it's not Mad Shot.
It's not Scorn, is it?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Scorn's something
Scorn
else.
Scorn a shooter?
Right? I just remember that name, and it has a similar vibe to it. Is this one of the rhythm shooters, maybe?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, not Gunborg. Come on, dude. Where is it? I'm trying to find it on my list here. It's not Pants Quest. I'm pretty sure it's not that one.
We should just name it. This is Pants Quest. Yeah, this is. That's what this is.
Pants Quest.
Scathe,
also known as
Scathe.
College.
Is that what it is?
Yes,
that sounds right.
Yeah, Scathe. There you go. I knew it was Scorn-ish related. Not really at all, but one word.
Yeah, Scathe. An intense blood-soaked FPS where quick reflexes are the key to surviving the bullet hell labyrinth that stands between you and your ascension. Rip through the underworld's deadliest demons and collect the Hellstones with drop-in, drop-out online co-op play, which I obviously didn't
Hellstones?
But it's Doomish, very Doomish, like as you might imagine. It looks very Doomish. There is an odd mechanic that I don't know. It's cool like once or twice, but you have to wipe the blood off your face with your hand. You go. There's a button.
That was a Metro move, right? With the.
Oh, you had to clear off your mask.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It looks like a combination of like Doom and Serious Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. I mean, there wasn't like you're seeing what it is. If you like it, you see it, you'll like it. It's not anything revolutionary.
Okay.
It looks good, it plays good, but I didn't have nothing about it really stood out to me. I ran past a lot of enemies. I'll say that. I mean, look at that. We've seen that guy before, right?
We've seen his uncle in Doom. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it's the end of the game. Or the end of the demo, I guess. They're
Oh yeah, the demo was fairly short. That is true. The demo was fairly short. But yeah, I don't have a lot to say about it.
Seeing if there's
Scathe. You want to check it out?
A price attached to this real quick. It just says coming 2022. Add to your wish list. Yeah. I wonder if it's a requirement for these games to not be able to be purchased when they're submitted to like demo days. Because I don't think any of the games you've mentioned so far were able to be purchased, are they? Yeah. I wonder if that's like
Nope.
a requirement for that. Seems like there's no monetary benefit from doing this, although there is, I guess, because it's free promotion. I don't know. It's an
I
interesting
didn't see
system.
any of the none of the games that I played on demo day were available to purchase. So I think that might have been a prerequisite. Is that they're not out yet? They could have come out like I would imagine a few of them came out shortly after, but during I don't think they did.
Yeah. Cool.
So I didn't see any.
Well, we made a little.
There was another one.
Yeah.
I know we're out of time, but there was we don't have to even go into it. But it's called Far Changing Tides. It is the sequel, or not necessarily story sequel, but it's the next game from the people who did Far Lone Sails, I think.
Yeah. That's got a lot of PlayStation promo.
And it's a new vehicle, new puzzle solve, same basic idea. Fantastic looking. If you like the first one, you're gonna fucking love this one. They Far Lone Sail was a great game. This one is gonna be just that much better.
Yeah. I think PlayStation is pushing that game a lot. Coming out, I think, sometime this month.
Oh, and it's available on Steam right now. Shit.
Oh, it's already out. Okay. Yeah. We watched a bunch of trailers.
Oh, it's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass if you want to get it. It's on Game Pass.
There you go. The old Game Pass strikes again. Cool. All right. Well, we'll call it Drop Frames and then take a look at some more indies probably next week or 2 weeks from now. I suppose because no show next week. Yeah. Let's do some shout outs and wrap
Zeke
it up.
will probably be done by Elden Ring that episode too. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Maybe we can. We'll see. We'll touch base. I'll touch base with Zeke next week.
I'm only fucking halfway through. Like JP said. Like Jesus Christ.
You're halfway.
If you have really done everything in the world, including different floors, up to that point, then I think you're probably like 70.
Yeah, that's
you still have a lot
true.
to go. You still got a lot to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're over half. For sure.
Does the idea that have you done the boss in Caelid?
Yes.
Did you do the dungeon behind the boss in Caelid?
Sort of. I haven't beat the last thing yet. Because that fucker one shots me like
no, that's one of the hardest dungeons in the game.
God fucking damn, dude. I walked in there and I was like, seen guys like this before. All right, let me get my son. Excuse me?
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about you.
All right, I'm gonna summon my friend here and then I'm
He's an asshole. Yeah, you might have finished by then. We'll touch base and figure it out. It won't be. I think. I don't know if that was Co or Zeke. It was a great idea that it would be a different show outside of Drop Frames, like a fandom around Elden Ring. So we'll get a bunch of people and discuss it at length. But we'll figure out that sometime in the future, and we'll let you guys know. Zeke, do some shout outs. What do you got going on?
You bet. Well, old Zeke on the old Zeke channel has got some stuff going on. But before I get to that, let me thank JP and Co. As always, thank you very much for being my co-hosts and friends and compatriots. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at or / Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and all the things. I'm take the rest of the day off, and I take Mondays off. So this is the start of my weekend, quote unquote. But I will be back on Tuesday, Resident Evil 3. We will be completing that, hopefully. Seems like we can. But after that, if we complete that on Tuesday, then Wednesday we're going to be starting up a game we saw on Indie Saturday that was super weird and seemed real dark, called Who's Lila, that we checked out. A face-moving, like, sociopathic, like, it's hard to explain. You're just going to check it out. But I'm excited to give it a look. So that's what's coming up for me. All streams start at 10 a.m. Pacific. So thank you for watching. See you next time.
Co, what do you got going on?
Hi, everybody. As always, big thanks to JP and Zeke. It has been a blast. My name is Co. Hi. We are going to be doing more Core Keeper for sure. Probably finishing up our Elden Ring run, maybe as early as tonight. We'll see. Shadow Warrior 3 is coming up on the channel as well with Ghostwire Tokyo, Tiny Tina, Stranger in Paradise, Weird West. We got all sorts of fun stuff coming up. Hope you join us for it. Should be a good time. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Also, my unboxing area is finally up. We've been starting to put some more, get some more stuff there tonight. We're unboxing the Monkey Island anthology. Should be fun. And I got a lot more things coming after that. Yeah, hope to see you in the channel as always. Thank you guys for watching this week, and won't see you next week. Probably the week after that.
Yep. Yeah. No show next week. I got to do some traveling, and we'll be back on the 26th, 27th is when the next episode will be. So look forward to that. We'll have a shit ton to talk about because video games start coming back and releasing towards the end of the month. So a lot of AAA stuff. That's going to do it for us now. We'll see you on the 27th. Thank you so much for watching Drop Frames. We're out of here. Have a good one. Bye-bye.